Hi to all my future conquerors of this world. I am G. Ashokkumar, pursuing intermediate first MPC at COE Boys Miryalaguda, a place where fully consists of teachers' love and affection. Friends, before going to the topic, I want to play a game with you. Friends, our game consists of 2 exercises. Friends, I think you people are eagerly waiting to play with me. Yes, our first exercise is hitting a ball at the wall. Our first exercise is hitting a ball at the wall. Friends, we observed that when the force exerted by the ball on the table and the force exerted by the ball at the ball is reaction. The force exerted by the ball at the wall is action, and the force exerted by the wall on the ball is the reaction. Our second exercise is punching your hand to the table. Friends, punch your hand to the table. Yes. Friends, have you observed anything here? Yes, we observed when the force exerted by our hand to the table and the force exerted by the table is equal and opposite in the direction of same. Yes, by these 2 examples we can say that what we are going to learn today. Yes, by these two examples we have the relationship action and reaction. Yes, friends, today we are going to discuss about third law of motion. Third law of motion is proposed by Sir Isaac Newton in the year of 1687. Sir Isaac Newton was noted these laws in his famous book called Principia Mathematica, oftenly known as Principles of Mathematical. Yes, the laws of motion. Laws of motion describes the relationship between the motion of an body and the forces acting on it. Yes, if a body A exerts a force F1 on body B, then body B exerts force F2 on body A, then F1 is equals to minus F2. The force F1 is equals to minus F2. Yes, the articulation of Newton's third law is to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. I am repeating, articulation of Newton's third law is to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. To understand more about our topic, we are going to solve some applications, our daily life applications. The first application is swimming. Yes, friends, in our daily life, once in a day we will swim. Yes, while we are swimming, the swimmer exerts force in the water is action, and the force exerted by the water to the swimmer to propel forward, to move forward is reaction. And our second application is walking. While we are walking, the force exerted by the person on the ground is action, and the force exerted by the ground to the person is reaction, which it makes a person to move forward. And our third application is, friends, listen it carefully. Yes, the book a book placed on the table. Assume that our society has given us a wonderful diary. It has placed upon a table, a book placed on a table, and the forces acting on the table is, the downward forces is gravitation, mg, and the upward force is normal. Here, is this application is applicable for third law of motion? Friends, is this application is applicable for Newton's third law of motion? If you think that yes, it is the application of third law of motion, it's not, friends. It is not the application of third law of motion, because when Sir Isaac Newton proposed the third law of motion, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. He has noted some conditions in his famous book. It has, the first condition is, action and reaction acts on different bodies. Here the force gravitation is acting on the book, and the opposite force normal is also acting on the book. In this situation we can say that the two forces are, the action and the reactions are the both acting on one body. So this situation is not applicable for Newton's third law of motion. And Sir Isaac Newton proposed three conditions. The second condition is, action and reaction are of same nature. Here the normal and the gravitation are not in same nature. And the third condition is, force exists in pair. Force exists in pair is the gravitation and the normal, the both forces are in pair? No, friends, it's no, because the gravitation force pair should be in gravitation, the normal force pair should be in normal, and the tension force pair should be in tension. If the spring force is available, the spring force pair should be in spring. Yes. Yeah. You may think that, friend, then I have read that the book placed on the table is applicable for Newton's third law of motion. Yes. When the third law of motion is applicable for the Newton third law of motion is, when a book placed on table, the table placed on, if you zoom out the situation, the table placed on the earth and the books placed on the table. Here the books books attracted to gravitation is gravitation force. The earth pulling the books downwards is gravitation. Here the both forces are gravitation. The action and reaction, the both are acting in different bodies. Yes, here this situation is applicable for Newton's third law of motion. Yes, application 4, balloon. We use it to play with balloons. Here, this is the balloon. Is this balloon is applicable for Newton's third law of motion? Yes. Friends, while we leave balloon, the air escapes from the balloon is action, and the movement of the balloon is a reaction. Yes, the balloon is applicable for third law of motion. And the fifth application is boat rowing. In daily life we use it to see that swimmers row the boats. Yes, boat rowing. While rowing, here the third law of application is applies. Yes, here third law of application is applies. When the boat rower rows with oars, the force acting on in the water is action, and the force acted by the water to propel the boat forward is reaction. Yes, the boat rowing is applicable for third law of motion. Another application is gun firing. We use it to see that while the wars begin, while we watch movies, there is a fight, there is a war between two countries or two persons. Then we use it to see that gun firing. Yes, when gun firing, the force exerted by the gun on the bullet, the force exerted by the gun on the bullet is action, and the force exerted by the bullet on the gun is a reaction. Here we can see that the working model of gun. Yes, and our application 7 is bicycling. Yes, when we are kids, we use it to cycle, bicycling. Yes, here the third law of motion is acting. The force acted by the wheels of bicycle on the ground is action, and the force exerted by the ground to the bicycle to move forward is a reaction. Yes, we can see here the force exerted by the wheels on the ground is action, and the force exerted by the ground on the wheels to move bicycle forward is reaction. Yes, our 8th application is swinging. Yeah, we love to swing when we are kids. Yes, while swimming we exert some force on ground with our legs, and then the ground exerts same equal and opposite force in the same direction backwards to move the swing backward is reaction. When we are exerting force on ground is action, the force exerted by the ground to move backward is a reaction. Our application number 9 is rocket. Yes, rocket. Yeah, we can see that this is the rocket. Yeah, here I am going to show you the real working model of rocket. Yes, yes. Okay, you can see this is the rocket. This is the launching pad of this rocket. Yes, this is the rocket and this is the launching pad of rocket. I am going to launch this rocket. Yes, you can see that. Yes, friends, you have observed that the working model of a rocket, the force exerted by the rocket on earth is action, the force exerted by the ground to move rocket upwards is a reaction. Yes, friends, you have observed that the rocket acted force on the ground and the ground exerted force on the rocket to move upwards. Yes, friends, I am going to conclude that yes, the third law of motion, I am going to conclude that the law might be simple, the third law might be simple, however the connections this has with the real world make it much more valuable and essential. The law explain scientific view of the world, how things move and where things move to and how far things move. The law scientific view of the world is how things move, how things move and where things move and how far things move. Yes, the third law of motion play a crucial role in our daily life. In every situation and in every application, we show the third law of motion. While we are showing third law of motion, be careful that the third law of motion as the articulation to every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. But also it has some conditions. There are three conditions, that is action and reaction acts on different bodies. Action and reaction must and should acts on different bodies. And the second condition is action and reaction are of same nature. Action and reaction or should act on, are of same nature. And the third condition is force exists in pair. Force should exist in pair. Must and should, the forces exist in pair. Okay. Finally, I thank the Telangana state government for giving me this great opportunity, and to my great secretary sir of TTWREIS Gurukulam, I thank you sir, I thank you so much, and my special thanks to my principal sir Sudhakar Garu, and my special thanks to my teachers and my friends. Thank you everyone, thank you a lot. Bye.